Yes, sir. Yep, y'all already know the deal. Your boy is back with another one. We back with another video. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna wait until tomorrow to drop this, but I don't know. Something was just like touching on my spirit, telling me to record this now before I forget it. Now you can apply what I'm about to talk about right now, you can apply it to any scenario. You can apply it to relationships, friendships, relations within your family, whatever. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, man. Whether it's you trying to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a potential hubby or wife, whether it's you trying to make new friends, whatever the case may be for you, because we're all different. I wanted to talk about the art of self-evaluation, looking into the mirror and pointing out your own flaws, you know what I'm saying? Working on yourself, bettering yourself before anybody else will want you. We have to learn how to start taking accountability for our own flaws and stop thinking that there's something wrong with the rest of the world just because of the fact that they won't accept us. If you're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend and it doesn't seem like anybody wants you, you're steady blaming them. Like, what's wrong with them? Like, what's wrong with everybody? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, why don't they want me? Like, maybe these people need to be more open-minded. Well, maybe you need to ask yourself, there's probably a reason why they don't want me. Because maybe they're looking at the way that you're conducting yourself as a human. They're looking at you and they probably see that you're probably clingy, you're probably desperate, you're probably needy. You're probably one of those people that thinks that they can do no wrong, like their crap never stinks. You know what I'm saying? You're probably one of those people that refuses to own up to anything, refuses to work on themselves, but always expects the rest of the world around them to work on themselves, like the world revolves around you. They're probably seeing all of that, and it's probably a turnoff for them, you know what I mean? Because nobody wants to be associated or affiliated in any way, shape, or form with somebody who thinks that they can do no wrong, somebody who thinks that they're always right and that there's something wrong with the people around them, somebody who refuses to take accountability for their actions, because that's selfish. They're looking at that as, you know what I'm saying? That's too one-sided for them. That's too much baggage for them to deal with. There's no type of person in this world that's harder to deal with than a person who sees no flaws within themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to have self-love. I talk about this all the time. If you don't look at yourself as a gem, then nobody else will. But at the same time, you have to realize that as long as you're still human, there's going to be some flaws about you. There's going to be some things about you that you should not be proud of. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some things about you that you need to work on, that you can improve on. And the sooner you start taking accountability for that and start improving on those things, the sooner you actually start working on yourself, the sooner that you'll start to manifest, more people into your life. A potential husband or wife, some potential friends. Maybe you can form better relationships with people in your family that you don't usually see eye to eye with. Sometimes it's all about taking accountability before anybody else will cling towards you. The art of manifestation is very, very real. And, some people, they probably are able to attract people into their lives, but it's probably not the right people. It's probably not the right friends. It's probably not the right boyfriend or girlfriend for you because you feel like they're toxic. Well, let me be the first to tell you, what goes around comes around. So 9 times out of 10, if you're acting a certain type of way, if you're acting like ghetto, or you're acting like, you don't have any home training, or you're acting like, you're better than everybody else, or you're just acting like, you never make any mistakes, like there's nothing wrong with you, then you're going to attract somebody who thinks and acts the exact same way. Relationships, friendships, whatever. Because you can't expect to, attract what you want out of this life exactly the way you want it if, you're not following suit, if you're not living your life the exact same way. You know what I'm saying? It's the power of manifestation. You're gonna attract however you are as a person. Those are the type of people that you're gonna attract into your life. It's always worked that way. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people can't find the right guy or girl. That's why a lot of people can't find the right crowd of friends. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna attract however you are as a person. That's what you're gonna attract into your life. You know what I mean? That's why people always talk about working on yourself first before you're ready to be with anybody, before you're ready for any type of friends, before you're ready for any type of interactions. Because people study your behaviors, man. And nobody wants to deal with a toxic person. Nobody wants to deal with a person who doesn't have their stuff together. Because 9 times out of 10, not only are they going to have to deal with that baggage, but also they might have to worry about, they're going to have to worry about, you know, trying to fix you for you when they should be worrying about fixing themselves. But they got to worry about trying to better you because you don't got it together. Like, who wants that baggage on their plate? You know what I mean? People are trying to get away from that. You feel me? So you got to understand that we live in a world where manifestation is very real. People study your behaviors. Don't think that they don't. People see you in the way that you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if you're acting like a wholesome person, then people are attracted to that. You know what I mean? Because that's less baggage that they have to deal with. Because the less that's wrong with you, because when you improve yourself, then you're going to have less issues about yourself. You know what I mean? So when you take accountability and say, you know what, maybe there's a reason why I'm not attracting what I want to in my life. You know, maybe it's because I don't have a job. Maybe it's because I don't have any life goals. Maybe it's because, you know, my personality is crappy. You know, if you don't take the time to actually see those things within yourself and you just constantly blaming the world because you feel like they don't want you because, I don't know, they're like closed-minded or something, or because they're like mean or whatever other excuses that you want to use, I feel like you're just blocking your blessings, man. Because it's not like you do no wrong. It's not like you're a prize. You got to remember, you're a human just like them. Sure, they got their flaws about them, but you have flaws about you too. You know, it's very, very exhausting to deal with people who refuse to take accountability. That's what it's all about, man. Sometimes it's not them. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you got to ask yourself these questions. And then maybe you'll start coming to these realizations like, maybe this is what this person was talking about. Dang, I really am like this. I really am like that. Dang, I really do have this problem. Maybe this is why. And then that's when you start piecing things together. And then that's when you start figuring things out and figuring out what you need to work on. And then I guarantee you, once you take that step, it'll be a lot easier for you to attract what you want. You know, we live in a tit for tat world. A lot of people are going to be willing to give you better, but they're not going to do it if they're seeing that, you know, you're not putting forth the same type of effort. Because people don't like to feel like they're slighted. You know what I mean? People don't like to feel like they're being suckered. You know what I mean? They're putting in all of this time and effort to better themselves, but you know, you're basically not doing the same thing. Then you got to ask yourself at that point, what is that person getting out of the deal? I mean, they're giving you all of these things, but what are they getting out of the deal? You know, we live in a world where people, you know, they like to be compensated. You know, it's just like at a job, you know, you don't mind doing work for a certain employer because you need money, but you're just not finna work for somebody for free. You know what I'm saying? That'll be going out like a sucker. You know what I'm saying? You putting in all this hard work for whatever company you're working for, you're doing that so you can get compensated because you got to put food on the table for you and yours. So this works the exact same way. You know what I mean? Like, people don't mind changing themselves for you. There's a lot of people in this world that don't mind working on themselves for a certain individual. But they're also asking themselves in their minds, like, Who am I changing myself for? What type of person am I changing myself for? Am I changing myself for a person that's actually worth it? You know, who actually has things going for them too? So that way that I know that I'm getting something out of the deal, or am I just changing myself for your average Joe? Your basic boy or your basic girl, your basic man or your basic woman rather. Who am I changing myself for? Because I need to know that it's going to be worth my while. That's the type of world that we live in. So that's what you need to realize. So that's why it's so important to take accountability for your own flaws and at least make an attempt to work on them. You know, and I'm not saying that it's going to be an overnight job. I get Rome wasn't built in a day, but you can at least take those steps to make progress. You can at least try. I have no issue with people who try and fail, because at least they're trying to better themselves. At least they've taken accountability and they're trying to better themselves. It's the ones who don't even try. It's the ones that don't take any accountability. It's the ones who don't own up to anything, who always think they're right. Those are the ones that I have a problem with. And those are the ones that most people in this world are trying to avoid. Nobody wants to deal with that, man. That's a headache. Nobody wants to deal with that in relationships. Nobody wants to deal with that with friendships and so on and so forth, man. It's just a freaking headache. People are trying to avoid that. As long as you keep on thinking that you can do no wrong, you're never going to be able to figure out why you can't attract the people in your life that you want to. You'll get all of those answers. All of that will be revealed to you if you just took the time to just simply look in the mirror. You just took the time to see the things that you're actually doing and how they could be perceived as the wrong things. You're going to figure out a lot of things about yourself that way, but you have to take that time to actually be accountable and ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Instead of asking yourself, what's wrong with the rest of the world? So that's all, man. It's really simple. It's just that we live in a world where people have so much pride that, you know, they're comfortable with thinking that they're comfortable with playing the blame game. They're comfortable with pointing the finger at this person and that person. They're comfortable with trying to save other people, trying to help people work on themselves, but they don't even realize that they're not even working on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like that's just a toxic cycle. And that's the reason why a lot of people are still lonely. Or if they're not lonely, they just don't have the type of people in their life that they think that they need or that they want. It's all an accountability issue, man. You have to be credible, if that's the right word. You know what I mean? You have to start owning up to your own flaws. So it's as simple as that. But anyways, man, I promised myself that this wasn't going to be a super long video, but every time I say that, it always is. I'm always going on my rants. But I hope that y'all took something from this. You know, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. But you know what I say, man. I just make these videos to enlighten y'all, give y'all a little insight, and take y'all inside Capri King's mind and how I think, and how I perceive the world, how I perceive all of these things. That's all I'm trying to do. But until next time, I love each and every person watching this video. As always, y'all stay safe and y'all stay blessed. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.